Weekly jobless claims popped back above 1 million this week, following 2 straight weeks of declines. I want to bring in the founder of Markowski Investments, Chris Markowski, to discuss this latest increase. Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon.
What's your takeaway on this week's uptick in unemployment amid the pandemic?
I think you're going to see it bounce around this level for a period of time. We kind of get obsessed with benchmarks and numbers and a million, whether it be a million, whether it be 980,000. We're going to be at this level until we get more of the country opened up. I don't think any stimulus is going to help right now. I think that you need to get areas of the country, urban areas of the country that have refused to open up to do so. I do think part of the stimulus package where you give businesses some relief when it's in regards to liability, so they're not going to be sued by every single tort attorney that walks in the door that says that my client got COVID, that will be helpful. But until that point in time, I think we're going to remain around these levels.
You mentioned the stimulus package, and the Fed minutes yesterday did show the central bank believes the economy getting back on track is pretty much totally reliant on getting more stimulus into the economy. Those talks are stalled, though, on Capitol Hill. The White House, though, saying a skinny deal might be possible. A lot of disagreement here, but what do the two sides actually agree on? And on top of liability protections, what do you think should be included?
Well, I don't have any problem with them adding on and continuing unemployment insurance. I'm all for safety nets, but they have to be realistic. You cannot be paying people more not to work rather than to be sitting home. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We need to get people back at work. It was $3.4 trillion. Now they're saying $1.5 trillion. I still have a difficult time getting my arms around these numbers. If you actually really think about the amount of money that's being spent, where does it all go? I'm not in agreement with the Federal Reserve that the only thing that's going to keep the economy going is more printing. I think that's nonsensical. I think it would be much smarter, quite frankly. And even if we were going to do a little bit of stimulus, we make stimulus to go along with entrepreneurs and get money into the hands of people that are going to go out there and build and create jobs.
And the Trump administration has called for a payroll tax cut. President Trump did provide a payroll tax deferral via executive order. Many business owners, though, are saying they're not going to actually implement that payroll tax cut, as they fear it would leave Americans with a big tax bill, later on if that deferral doesn't carry through. How does this work for business owners as they're trying to decide what to do for Americans and their paychecks?
Yeah, I agree with that, too. Plus, I don't want my accountant sending a hitman after me with all the paperwork that's going to be involved with accounting for this. Imagine, I try to understand it this way. If you let's say you owned a fast food restaurant and you had 25 employees, and some employees come and some employees go, but then you defer, you don't collect the payroll taxes, guess what? And they're not working there anymore. You're going to be responsible for paying these payroll taxes down the road. It's a big headache. And no, I don't think many businesses are going to participate.
Stock market continuing to hit some fresh records this week. Today we saw the NASDAQ closing at a record even amid this pandemic. What are investors focusing on at this point?
Tech, more tech, and then there's some tech on top of tech. Pretty much, it's basically what's been driving the markets. You take a look. They did a, was it 5-6 companies have driven the S&P 500, and if you just eliminate those 5 or 6, the index would be in the negative. There's no doubt that certain companies out there have been able to do quite well under these pandemic conditions, and that's what's been driving the market.
All right, founder of Markowski Investments, Chris Markowski, joining us to discuss the latest on the economy amid the coronavirus pandemic. Thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you.